Hello Sharpening World, Will with Honeybrook Mobile Sharpening here. Recently we shared a poll asking what content you wanted to see next. You guys overwhelmingly voted to see a video on freehand hollow grind repair on beauty and grooming shears. So without further ado, let's get to it. Hey guys, so this is what I'm using for equipment. It's a Tormek knockoff clone with one of these 360 grit diamond grinding wheels with a radius face. Not sure if you can see that. More about that in a minute. I have it set here in this tub that I use for doing whetstone work, mostly because some of the tips of the shears hang off past this reservoir and makes a mess otherwise. It's also convenient having, your whetstone right here when you're doing this work. Obviously you want your whetstones, some tools for doing set work or adding twists, check plate. So yeah, these wheels I get from a cabochon grinding company. They're called carving wheels. I believe that's a 1/2 inch wide face. They come in 6 and 8 inch wheels. They also have 4 and 2 inch wheels, but not really for this application. They're great because they give you this radius face. Excuse me. Gives you the ability to change the depth of the hollow. So if you're grinding here across the top very-most face of the wheel, you're going to get an 8-inch grind pattern on the inside. Whereas here, if you move off more and more, it's going to get more shallow. I pretty much just use the 6 and 8-inch wheels. The 8-inch wheels more for beauty shears that have a more shallow of a hollow grind, and the 6-inch for most grooming shears that have a deeper hollow. These wheels are similar to like DMT hones. It's an electroplated diamond on a steel backer. These steel backers are thermal friction fit held to these hubs. I bring these 2 points up because being steel, it will rust, as you see here, if left in contact with the water. So obviously dry your wheels after use. And then the thermal friction fit. So there's no adhesive holding this steel ring to this hub. It's what they call a friction fit. So I say this because if you let this wheel get cold around freezing temperatures, this steel ring will actually just fall off the hub completely. Found that out the hard way because when I originally had these shipped to me, it was during winter time, and to my surprise, the ring wasn't on the hub when I opened the box. If you want to, and I'm considering throwing like a bead of silicone, around each side to hold it, just in case that ever happens. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Don't let these wheels freeze, even though they're plastic and metal. So in this orientation, the wheel is spinning towards me, or grinding edge leading, if you will. I actually found this gives me the most control, where when the wheel was spinning away from me, I felt I spent more energy trying to keep it from sliding away from me than I was actually applying correct pressure and keeping it steady across the wheel. I found that with the wheel rotating towards you, the pressure you're applying to keep the blade from slipping on the wheel excuse me, is the appropriate amount of pressure to actually get a good enough grind as well. Where again, when it was spinning away from me, if I went too light, it would just drag the shear away from me, and where when it's rotating into myself, I have to apply enough pressure to keep that steady, and that pressure is adequate enough to get a good grind or good result. I clean the wheel with Barkeeper's Friend, but the best thing to keep the wheel clean, especially while you're grinding, is to add a few drops of liquid dish detergent, and it'll keep it from building up on the wheel. When you're grinding, I usually start here at the pivot area. That's because when you reassemble the shear, you won't be able to tell that there was a repair done, or you shouldn't be able to tell that there was a repair done, because this grind will match what's back here, and you can't see the transition area. I don't go further back than the grind, or with the grind, because you risk damaging your rear J back here, and if you do, I mean, that's your whole plane, where your ride is tangent to, so you really don't want to, mess around back here if you don't have to. Sometimes, there'll be a little burr left on the inside. You just remove that with a toothpick before you put the hardware back in. When I'm grinding, I'm not only trying to hold it, level across, and bring it across like that, but I'm also applying forward pressure, almost like you're turning the key on your vehicle. For some reason, that pressure, that forward pressure, allows it to follow the contour of the twist of the shear. I don't know why. It's almost like an unnatural feel. Almost, you feel like you're just going to be digging the edge into the face of the wheel, but it's just not the case. Obviously, don't let the tip of the shear drag past the crown of the wheel, because you'll create this chamfer on the inside that the only way to repair that is to grind down the tip of the shear a bit until that chamfer is removed. Other than that, I think that's all I can say without actually cutting some steel, so let's get started with that. Alright, great. For this demonstration, we're going to be using one of these cheap run-of-the-mill dog grooming shears. I'm sure you've seen the name before. The reason I'm using titanium coated shear is because when I originally shot this video with an uncoated shear, it was very hard for the camera to pick up on the actual grind that was happening, in contrast to the original grind that was there. So, yeah. Get a before picture, I guess. Some of this titanium stuff does grab a little bit. Once you have fully removed it, you'll feel the grind is a lot easier to keep steady and everything. And obviously, when you get to the end, try not to let the tip of the shear drag past the height of the crown of the wheel itself. This will create a chamfer if you do at the tip, and you'll have to, actually grind down the length of the shear a bit to remove that chamfer and get a good cut at the tip. So try to avoid that. Otherwise, that's it. With pretty much anything freehand, you gotta commit yourself to the action and, be in the moment. Try to, feel everything that's going on, and, if you have to make, micro adjustments as you go along, that's, that's why we're not using a clamp, I guess. So yeah, show you what this looks like. It's the first pass. Second. See that. It's only after 3 passes. So I have a little bit of the original titanium here and up here behind the ride. But yeah, that's pretty much it there, guys. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope this helped, and thank you for watching.